Hey, what's going on YouTube? Thanks again for tuning in to Poor Boys RC. Today I want to tackle the subject of cheap RC. How do you get into this hobby and not spend a ton of money? I mean, let's face it, this hobby is like a lot of hobbies out there. You can spend a fortune on this hobby if you want to. Look behind me. Holy cow. Some of those kits back there are almost $1,000 Canadian. It's really, really bonkers how much money you can spend on this hobby. And then throw in premium grade electronics and good LiPo batteries and good chargers and all that stuff. A really nice radio can cost you a ton of cash. So how do you get into it for not a ton of cash? There's a couple different options. I mean, personally, I love to buy a kit. I love a nice fresh Tamiya kit, 50 different parts bags, putting it together, spending a day or two on assembly and paint. I love that whole process. It's like a bit of a ritual to me after all these years. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching can agree that that's kind of it's a cool thing. It's a really great way to enjoy the hobby. But maybe that's not for everybody. That's what I want to tackle today. Let's face it, by the time you buy a kit, you buy a radio, you buy a good quality steering servo, batteries, chargers, AA's for your radio, everything else, you can get into $1,000 very, very quickly. And I'm talking Canadian dollars, which is basically like Monopoly money. But, you know, you can spend a lot of cash very fast. So again, today, let's tackle the question of how do you get into RC for cheap? Economies aren't the strongest in North America. All over the world, economies are suffering. People are losing their jobs due to a global pandemic. So what can we do to get our minds off all the craziness that's going on in the world and enjoy life a little bit through the hobby of RC? Got to save a few bucks. How are we going to do it? I think we can all agree the best way to save money in the world of RC is to get an RTR kit. RTR meaning ready to run. Or some of you guys will say, especially some of you guys I used to race with, will say ready to rebuild. RTRs are notorious for having build quality issues. Let's face it, they're getting slapped together in a factory somewhere, then just thrown in a box and shipped away. But that being said, there's a lot of money to be saved when buying an RTR kit. Most of them these days will come with a radio, even with batteries, pre-painted bodies, all these little things you don't really think of that really start to add up when building a kit from scratch come complete in an RTR. So today I'm going to do something I didn't ever think I was going to do, and I'm going to purchase an RTR kit to show you guys what it's all about. We're going to go right from the purchase to the unbox. We're going to do it all here, okay, in this video. And we're going to go through the process of getting a cheap, fun, fast, ready to rock, ready to fully immerse oneself into the world of RC. We're going to do that today on a super duper cheap budget. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into purchasing this other kit, guys, one thing I did want to say was to support your local hobby store as much as possible. In this crazy world today, you got to think these guys are paying for a brick and mortar shop while others are selling products online. Yeah, the prices have to be a little bit higher than some of the online prices. I think it's just simple economics, but you've got people that are there to support you, order parts in for you, build relationships with, and 9 times out of 10, you're supporting a nice, small local business. So please do your best to support your local hobby stores because it's very important. Now, with that PSA out of the way, I'm going to go spend my money on a giant online conglomerate that cares nothing about me whatsoever, but offers great pricing. And I'm going to buy a product I would normally never buy. And in fact, I've got a plan for this product in the future. But for the purpose of this video, come on in and let's see what we're going to be doing here. So after a fair amount of research, guys, this is what I've come up with. This WL Toys brand, which I'm not familiar with. I am not an advocate of theirs. I'm not supported by them in any way, shape, or form. But I keep seeing more and more of their product reviews online. And a lot of their products are getting into the hands of YouTubers and people like you and I that are just looking to get into RC. And at the end of the day, look at this insane value. 110 scale RC car, 2 batteries, 2 chargers, 45 kilometers an hour speed, 4-wheel drive, 110 scale, 2.4 gig off-road buggy, blah, 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 blah. No joke, when I got into RC in the late 80s, to get a radio, to get everything, even today, to go out and get a kit that's going to compare with this thing, you're going to spend double to 2 to 3 times the amount of what they're asking for this sticker price. So Again, this is an RTR kit, a ready to run kit. This isn't the fanciest kit out there, but we're going for cheap, we're going for value, we're going for something that you can open a box, bash with, have some fun with, and not spend a ton of money. So, and this is it right here, guys. We've got the WL Toys match 1/10 scale excellent racer, which that kind of appeals to me. I'm a bit of I like to use the word excellent, throw it around a little bit if you haven't noticed. But, you know, let's take a closer look at this bad boy, see what she's all about. We've got a 550 brushed motor, comes with two 2200 milliamp batteries, 4-wheel drive, center does not have a differential. It is just a center gear. Metal gears though, mind you. Comes with a steering servo that looks like it's probably going to be overworked. And a motor ESC all-in-one combo, which is kind of funky, but should fit the bill, and the reviews seem half decent. This buggy's got a nice built-in servo saver into the steering bell crank, big oil-filled shocks on the front and the rear, nice-looking dish wheels, spiky tires, flat pan chassis. This thing looks like it's built pretty well. It's got this cool action shot. 1/10 scale, which is important because a lot of these value kits that you come across are smaller in scale. You get a lot of 18 and 16 scale, which I'm just not too keen on, but to get something in 1/10 scale is pretty rad. And there you go again. So there's the card, the controller, chargers, batteries, screwdrivers, and manual. And there it is in all of its glory. It's actually not a bad looking buggy either, is it? And the important thing, what we're talking about today, guys, is right here, $259.99. Again, that's that's Canadian dollars. That's probably about 185 bucks US. So all you guys in America, that's what you'd be paying. And all of you lovely folk out there in the UK are probably paying, what's that, pounds? You're probably, what, 120 pounds, I think. Anyway, we are going to buy this now. So $272 after tax. Insanity. Orders placed, and I should have this here in about 3 days, which is outstanding. $272. That's insane. What a crazy value. 4-wheel drive buggy. And if you haven't already, read the reviews on that thing online. A lot of other big YouTubers have done reviews on this buggy. It's a good bang for the buck buggy. It's really, really exciting. So it's going to be here in a few days. We're going to unbox it. We're going to check it all out. We're going to talk about it. And then we're going to take it for a rip. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned. So that's it for part one of the Get Into RC for Cheap series. $272 Canadian. Bonkers pricing. I can't believe I used to pay that much for a radio back in the day. I mean, you can still pay that much for radio today, but I digress. Under 300 Canadian. Ready to rock and roll. That is really exciting. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This is the end of this one. When it comes in, we're going to get it unboxed. We'll check it all out, take it for a spin, and then take our next steps from there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do throw me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Really means a lot. Thanks so much, guys. Love y'all. Be excellent to each other.